Good morning, everyone. This is NC Floor Guys. Today I'm going to show you a great way to stain a southern yellow pine floor. Now this floor has been fully prepped. It was sanded and edged and buffed out with 100 grit. I'm putting down a nice light stain, so 100 grit is fine. If you're going to do a darker stain, you definitely need to go 120 grit. And if you're also putting down a dark stain, you definitely want to water pop the floor. That will help that dark stain go easier. But I'm working by myself today and I'm kind of under a time crunch. So water popping the floor is going to slow the project down. Now I've already tested this stain on this pine and it looks great, and I got approval from the homeowner. They like the color as well. The problem with southern yellow is it's extremely thirsty, which means it soaks the stain in immediately. And if you don't blend it in quickly, you'll see a lot of lap lines, and that'll look terrible. Now, a lot of people buff on their stain, which would be appropriate. You could do that. That works. That's a topic for another video, but that is a great time saver, but you gotta have the right floor, the right stain, and you need some help when you do that as well. You need a good edge man. So I've got a little rag that I'm going to completely saturate with the stain. This is my application rag, and I've got a stack of folded rags. These are all just clean, dry cotton. Those are my rag offs. So you dip your stain, which has already been mixed and stirred, and you go with the grain. If you go across, that's going to leave a lap line if you leave it there for any amount of time. So you want to go with it. And you see how I put that drip there? That drip will leave a lap line if I don't clean it quick. So you want to stay on top of it. And now you want to go about 4, 5, 6 boards wide, 2 feet, maybe 2.5 feet, because this is a comfortable distance for me to work with. Now watch this. When I get to the width I want, I'm going to pull straight down this line. And that'll be it. I'm done with that. And I want to keep this nice clean line all the way down the floor. And I'll do a strip, then a strip, then a strip, then a strip all the way across. And that way, I've always got a nice clean line to work with. Now, I've been wasting too much time sitting here talking. Go ahead and take your stack of dry and go ahead and dry. I like to dry it with the grain too. I like to keep everything. You can go across just to be sure to get up against that edge, but always finish with it. Now, leave that dry stack right there because it's already got stain on it. If you put it over here, you're gonna get blotches. Wherever you set this down, you're gonna have blotches. And you notice I left my wet rag right there, right where I'm gonna pick up. So I just move my stain down a little bit, nice slow drag, and I'm gonna put my other hand on this other stack. Because if I get stain on it somehow and I start touching all over, I'm gonna get fingerprints and everything, and I'm gonna have blotches. So I always keep my dry on this hand. So I've always got my hands on top of some dry, and if I come off for any reason, I go down on my knuckles like this. So I need to stand up or go get more rags or whatever. That way, if there's any stain on my hands, it doesn't blotch up the floor. Now let's do another row. Now when I come back, I want to go past, see that line? Past where I was before. So I get 100% saturation. And when I'm down here, it's a good idea to go a little bit further, a little bit lighter, a little bit further, a little bit higher. That way you leave a non-specific pattern. Okay, so it's kind of jagged. It looks jagged like that. It doesn't create a visual pattern in mind. Let me quickly dry. Notice I'll just leave that there. I gotta move, so I'm gonna knuckle it. My rag is kind of dry, so I'll dip it again. And you want to try to curl it like this, so if it drips, it stays in your hand. Pick an edge. Just go across. Do a little bit at a time. And when you're drying, you come across across that lap line as well. So I'm getting all the way into the dry and soaking up the wet. And then I can leave my dry right there. Move my stain a little bit. And just do another rub. Stagger back and forth as you go. And dry it a little bit more. And you want to be careful. When this becomes saturated, you just flip it over. All right, when that gets saturated, you put a new clean side down. And you just keep on flipping and rotating so you get a nice continuously drying surface. And that's how you stain the floor.